So magnitude a 6.7 earthquake has struck. I'm just organising information. We know it was a deep one. I'm just looking at
the earthquake southeast of Loyalty Islands has been revised. These are the parameters that have been revised.
So it's 6.7 Loyalty Islands. Just listening to the automated voice. So once again, it's the Loyalty Islands region. We'll just have a look and see what Australia's position is. I did see a posting re a tsunami. The Joint Australia Tsunami Warning Centre has put out a media posting. An underwater earthquake, a magnitude 6.6. They have a 6.6. Others have a 6.7. Occurred at 7:57 a.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time, near the southeast of Loyalty Islands. There's no tsunami threat to the Australian mainland, islands or territories. Another sea earthquake of magnitude 6.6 occurred just before 8 a.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. And I think it was about 200 nautical miles deep. We'll check the Vanuatu Meteorological Service website and see what information they're reporting, along with New Caledonia.
David, have you got me?
Yes, I have. You're live. I've just muted the audio.
We've
Yes. Yes.
10 kilometers deep, a fairly shallow earthquake, so a significant tsunami threat for those islands, New Caledonia and the southern islands of Vanuatu. Of course, the EU decided to go live when we first saw that it was a magnitude 7.
They quickly downgraded it to 6.7. So I imagine this won't be a very long live event, at David's discretion, of course. But potentially a valid tsunami threat for those islands, and given fairly close to the islands, I imagine it would be only an hour or two at most before it reaches all the locations that might get it. But yeah, for your information, David, we've got serious communications problems.
And I just brought you live into the stream, Nathan. Viewers, this is breaking news. Nathan has been involved in a live streaming event on the US channel, and I just alerted Nathan to the information. So Nathan, would you just like to recap? We know the magnitude 7.7, the location and depth, please.
Right, so I thought I was live just before.
Apology, the second half, so you're live, my friend.
Okay, so just to reiterate once again, a 6.7 magnitude earthquake has occurred, and now I am losing my tabs as well, so everything seems to be going wrong on a technical level. It has occurred to the east-southeast of New Caledonia by around 250 kilometers. I can't get it on my screen anymore. Also within striking distance, if there's a tsunami, of the southern islands of Vanuatu, so there is a potential risk for all of those areas with a tsunami in the next hour or two. We imagine it's a fairly shallow quake. I imagine that the effects would be light to moderate on land, but a tsunami could completely change things, especially those locations that are closest.
And I've just looked at the Vanuatu tsunami warning page. They're in the clear, but I've still got Mateo, France, New Caledonia, and as mentioned, I have Nathan Foy. He's the operator of the Earthquake channel. Nathan is actually streaming the Earthquake interface, and I'm simulcasting onto the AU channel that stream. So this is a bit of a surprise, and I'm just on the USGS website.
Yeah, I'll be getting some more things to help us, some graphics to help us shortly. From what we're seeing on the shape maps, it doesn't look significant, but again, there's a tsunami risk. Just looking at regional data as well, this is one of the stronger earthquakes that's occurred in this area, and certainly closer to the main island of New Caledonia than a lot of other earthquakes have been. But yeah, my data at the moment is fairly limited just now.
And what a valid point is the depth of the quake, only 10 kilometers. So I'm in agreement that a tsunami threat is possible. Now I'm just going to have a look at the Mateo, France, New Caledonia. It's Force 13 AU live. It's now 7:30 here in Queensland, Eastern Standard Time. New South Wales, Victoria, Daylight Saving Time, which makes it 8:30.
Are you able to share my screen?
Coming up, and I just got to I've just got a bit of a dark screen for a minute. Where are we?
Hopefully our comms channels are working fine now.
Okay, I've got it up on the...
All right. Yep, so you can see a graphical depiction of the geography of the earthquake, where exactly it's occurred, obviously marked by that star. Just trying to figure out what those small islands are just to its northeast and whether they're inhabited or not. One of them is Isle Matthew, which is uninhabited, and the other one is Isle Hunter, which is also uninhabited, so those two islands aren't of real concern. To the west, you have got the southern island of New Caledonia, Isle des Pins, and that is closest by the looks of it to the earthquake. Between that and Mare, which is the one to the north, which has Tadine, about 245 kilometers from the center of the earthquake. Looking at the numbers at the bottom there, the shaking, the intensity estimates, sorry, we're looking at maybe intensity stage 4, possibly nudging into stage 5 for Mare Island, and that, as you can see at the bottom there, is light to moderate shaking, none to very light damage. So in terms of damages, we're not expecting huge amounts, which is good news, but you can see that it will have clearly been felt across the whole of New Caledonia and its extended islands, and at least the southernmost 3 islands of Vanuatu. Those are Aneityum, Tanna, and further north Eromango. All those 3 islands will have felt the earthquake. The big question is whether there will be a tsunami. Also, the pager information too. There it is, 279 kilometers east-southeast of Tadine. This is what the pager is suggesting right now. Chances of estimated fatalities being 0 or 1, 65%. 4% chance of it being over 10. Estimated economic losses, 4% chance of it being above 10 million. So that seems to be good news there, but I think that is just from the earthquake itself, and don't think it factors in a tsunami threat. So we'll wait and see on that, and that's all I've got for you.
Much appreciated, and as mentioned, magnitude 6.7 earthquake, southeast of, I think, Tardine, and which makes it in the Loyalty Islands region. There's no tsunami threat to Australia, and Vanuatu is in the clear. I'm still just checking the New Caledonia, Meteo, France. However, Nathan, Meteo, France, New Caledonia has the northwestern region relating to tropical cyclone percentages, so
let's not.
They're on board. However, I'm still just trying to find their earthquake, tsunami.
Reiterating the latest information once again, a magnitude 6.7 earthquake has been recorded 279 kilometers east-southeast of, was it Tadine?
Yes.
I think that was the right name, in New Caledonia on the island of Mare. That's the closest island to the earthquake epicenter, which you can see marked on my screen with a black star. It will have been felt in all of New Caledonia and at least the southernmost 3 islands of Vanuatu, and probably more. And a tsunami can not be ruled out at this point. If anyone's on the ground with information for us, please let us know. This is a rapidly developing situation.
And we're just sourcing the information off the earthquake interface, but currently with the Nathan's screen, and we have the music playing in the background of the earthquake interface. I'm just going to turn that up a little bit. I'm just looking at the earthquake chat, Nathan. I'm just seeing if there's any activity or any comment. So magnitude 6.7. And I think that follows, I think there's been a couple of magnitude 7s, I think, or high range 6s over the last couple of weeks elsewhere. Now, EMSC, Nathan, just reading a comment on the earthquake chat, that agency has a magnitude 7.
Right.
So I think upgraded to magnitude 7.
I don't know.
I'm just this is fast moving. There's been a magnitude earlier, magnitude 4.5, Ley, Papua New Guinea, and looking back in time, 4.7, Kermadec Islands, magnitude 4.8, South Coast, Papua New Guinea, at magnitude 5, I think it's Lempung, Indonesia, magnitude 5. Magnitude 5.1, South Sandwich Island. .5 Indonesia, so there's been a little bit of activity. Magnitude 4.9 Tonga. So this is the strongest one. Magnitude 6.7. I'm looking at USGS. Now, Nathan, did you sign any information on the felt page?
Well, this is the felt page that we're looking at right now, pretty much.
So basically only one report.
Oh, the reports, yes. Yeah, only one report so far. Although I think it was a intensity scale of 7 that was reported.
So you have
that was reported on the island of Mare. It's just one report. We're not sure how to gauge that. It would correlate to very strong shaking and moderate damage. I don't know how they whether they have quality control or how they measure all of that felt products, or whether it's just people putting in whatever.
A magnitude 2.6 earthquake has occurred near
I think
Arizona
actually they do a
6
little
minutes ago.
or a questionnaire about what happened when the earthquake occurred, and I guess they have an algorithm that figures it out based on your answers. So that's just one report, and obviously it is a part of the world that is not likely to be looking at the USGS.
And when you look at the EMSC operation to the USGS, EMSC seems to be a lot more quicker. I know that USGS can be slow at times. But Mateo, France and New Caledonia, I'm really not finding any tsunami information. I can't find their page.
If we get any news from New Caledonia, we will let you know live on the air. We will persist for a little bit here whilst we wait to see if there's any news.
And I'm just going to switch back to the interface, and I appreciate the information that Nathan has provided. Magnitude 6.7, southeast of Loyalty Islands, significant tsunami possible. That's the headline on the interface, Nathan. And I'm still searching. I'll come back to New Caledonia later. I'm just going to have a look at the Twitter platform.
There's nothing there at the minute.
Nothing there.
Yeah, no news just now, and there's no guarantee we'll actually get any news. If we don't in a fair amount of time, then maybe there won't have been a tsunami. We'll just have to figure it out. Wait and see.
Now with the magnitude, well, EMSCSA magnitude 7. Now we will continue to monitor. Not sure how long we'll be live covering the earthquake, but at this stage we'll stay on air. I have this ongoing major weather event down in New South Wales. The severe weather warning is being extended right down to the Victorian New South Wales border. And Nathan, whilst we monitor the interface, Sydney only needs another 12 millimetres of rain, and it breaks its most wettest March on record.
Wow.
So history has been written, records are being broken. But I am surprised at the shallowiness of the magnitude 6.7.
Very shallow indeed. It's the tsunami website suggested it was just 6 miles deep.
6 miles. Well, that's an interesting point that can be explored, because the bulk of the activity, especially Fiji, Tonga, is what, 200 plus nautical miles deep?
Yeah, not seeing much just yet regarding information. I don't think we will be getting any. I don't
think we'll see a wave generated. I can't find anything on Mateo, France. Yeah.
No, they I don't think they'll be publishing anything.
And I'm not seeing anything from the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center.
No, because, well, they only deal with US interests, and there's no warnings in relation to US interests. Of course, if it was closer to American Samoa, then there'd be an interest there. But this time it's quite far away from there.
I'm looking at sorry Nathan, I'm looking at the NOAA National Weather Service US Tsunami Warning Center. Tsunami.gov. So there's no tsunami warning. No, so no tsunami warning generated, but it's so unpredictable. You never know what's going to eventuate. But I note last week there was quite a bit of activity.
My expectation is that there might be a small tsunami, and we're talking a few inches to maybe a foot or two. In a worst case scenario, I don't think it's going to be a major tsunami event, and we're not really hearing anything on the wires at all, and it's been getting on for an hour now. Tsunami waves move pretty fast, so I don't want to say the threat has passed, but I think this is pretty much all we can deliver on this event right now, David.
So what I'll do is we'll end the stream, and if we sign any information I'll push the button. But viewers, in addition to this event, we have the major weather event taking place down in New South Wales. The Bureau still has many warnings on the New South Wales warning page. The State Emergency Service in New South Wales, they have been providing regular media updates. So we'll end the stream.
Yeah, but I think that's for the best. We don't really have anything to keep people stalling to listen for. I imagine pieces of news will be very small and little to come by, and can probably be conveyed in text on our Twitter account.
Yes, we have the earthquake Force 38 Twitter account, the AU Twitter account. So I'm switching over to my live webcam from my HQ, and this is Force 13 AU. If there's any updated information, we will come back.
Nice webcam.
Yes. And I've got a brand new webcam, which I haven't even used. It's sitting on my desk here. So the viewers appreciate your support. Please continue to monitor, and we'll be back.